Hey everyone that's watching this in the future. You know the deal, wait till the people log on to the live stream. Yeah. Mingy is joining me today. He got mad at me for putting costumes on him earlier, but he's forgiven me now. Okay. Hi, my name is Bobbie. Welcome to my channel. Today is Thursday, so we'll be doing some Yin Yoga, Pisces Yin Yoga. And also, my brother reminded me that it's Purim today, so I wanted to wear a costume, and I wanted to dress up like a fish for Pisces season, but I don't have anything that's like a fish, so I got my dragon onesie because there's scales on it, so close enough. Yeah, today's class is Pisces themed, and as far as props go, you'll need 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can use 2 books that are about the size of yoga blocks, or you can use a couple pillows or blankets. And yeah, I also have a blanket and a bolster. So if you don't have like regular like yoga props, that's totally fine. Just grab a bunch of pillows and blankets, and you should be good. And then also grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a tie, a rope, or even a hand towel for the way that we'll be using the strap today. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to get started in supported fish pose. Supported fish. So you can grab 1 block. If you're using blocks, place the bottom edge of the block right at the bottom edge of the shoulder blades, and then the other block can go underneath the head. They can be on any height that you'd like. I have my one under my shoulder blades the one under my shoulder blades is at the medium height. The one under my head is at the lower height. You can have the one under your head the same height, higher, lower, or you can forget about the one under your head altogether. Yeah, you can basically have them at whatever height that you'd like. And then if you don't have blocks, just grab a few pillows, place them underneath the shoulder blades, just like you would a block. They are going to be a little softer though, so you may not get as much of a heart opening. So it's up to you. You may not want to put a pillow under your head, but that's all up to you and your body. And then for the legs, let's take out a nice little hip opener today. So bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Feel free to place some props underneath the legs right here. If gravity pulling down on your legs is a little too intense, feel free to place some pillows or blocks underneath the legs. And then you can keep the arms down by the sides, or maybe if you'd like to really get into the shoulders and chest a little more, you can clasp opposite elbows above the head. And once you arrive in your supported fish, close the eyes, relax the face, begin to slow the breath down. Lengthening each inhale and exhale, evening them out, making the inhales as long as the exhales and the exhales as long as the inhales. Feeling the chest, the belly expand as you inhale. And then feeling them soften and lower down as you exhale. Relax any unnecessary tension from the face. Notice if you're clenching the jaw, unfurl the eyebrows. Feel the eyes sink into their sockets. Notice if you're clenching anywhere else in the body. And really let go. Try to relax into this shape, into your props. Focus on the breath. Let go of anything that happened before you came here today, and let go of anything that might happen after. I also forgot to mention, towards the end, I'll be using some essential oils. You don't have to, but if you'd like to grab, if you have essential oils at your house, grab any essential oil that you really like and have it by your mat for the end of class. For Pisces season, cedarwood and rosemary are good ones to use, so I have those with me. But you don't need them, it's just an option. So, Pisces. The symbol of Pisces is the fish, the fish. It's associated with the planet Neptune, also known as the planet of fantasy. Before Neptune was discovered, Jupiter was the planet they traditionally associated with Pisces. It's associated with the element of water. So I wanted to, for our Yin Yoga today, I wanted to do a lot of hip openers to help open up the sacral chakra, which is also associated with the water element. And then I also wanted to do poses that open up the kidney and urinary bladder meridian, I think it was, I forgot, which is also associated with the water element. Pisces is the ruler of the feet, so we'll be doing some nice foot stretches here and there too. And the colors associated with Pisces are seafoam green, lavender, white, light blue, coral, or light pink. There are 3 qualities or triplicities in the zodiac: mutable, fixed, and cardinal. Pisces is a mutable sign. They come at the end of every season, and they are the ones that help prepare you for the changing of season and just change in general. Our mantra for today is, I believe. Pisces are dreamers, and like to believe in fantasy things. Keywords that you may think of when you think of Pisces are visionary, idealist, compassionate, romantic, imaginative, dreams, fantasy, helpful, healing, comforting, wise, and empathic. Pisces can be pretty emotional people, and this is a good time to really get in touch with your emotions and really take a deep dive into why you are feeling what you are feeling. And hip openers really help us feel our emotions as well. So, take a few more deep breaths in your supported fish. Really sinking into your props, feeling grounded and centered in. Then when you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. Release the arms from above the head if you clasped opposite elbows. Then everyone bring the hands to the outer thighs to help you bring the legs back toward one another. Carefully roll off to one side, off of your props, and just set them to the side, but keep them nearby. We'll probably need to use them again. And then lie back on your back. Cross right ankle over left thigh. Press this right knee out. Really flex these right toes. I'm actually going to take these off so you can see my feet a little better. Flex this foot so to protect the knee and ankle joint. That's really the most muscle engagement that you're going to need pretty much throughout class today. You can stay here pressing the right knee out, or maybe you bring the legs in toward you, thread the right arm through that figure four shape, and interlace the hands either behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the earth. Breathe into that right outer hip, that right glute. You can use the right elbow to gently nudge that right knee out a little more to intensify the stretch. And if you haven't already, close the eyes, relax the face. Find your edge. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. Use your breath to help you release tension. Send it into those areas where you feel the most sensation. When you're ready, blink the eyes open. We're going to keep the legs in this figure four shape, but bring the arms out to a T or a cactus shape. If you don't have the space, with the palms facing upward, take an inhale. As you exhale, gently let the legs fall over to the left side. So the left outer leg is going to land on the earth and the right sole of the foot. Normally in like a hatha or vinyasa class, I would tell you to press this right knee upward, but just let it relax. Maybe even let it fall downward if that's what it wants to do today. Try to keep the right shoulder grounded. Relax the belly. Gaze can either be straight up at the sky or over the right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. And if you haven't already, close the eyes again. Relax any unnecessary tension from the face. Notice any areas where you're holding onto tension and really try and let that go. Use your exhales to help soften. On your next inhale, blink the eyes open and begin to move the legs up through center, uncross them and switch sides. Cross left ankle over right thigh. Make sure to flex this left foot to protect the knee and ankle joints. You can stay here gently pressing this left knee away from the body, or bring the legs in towards you, thread the left arm through that figure four shape, and either interlace the hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. And try to relax every other muscle except for your foot and ankle. Relax the belly. Relax this other foot. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Relax the face. Find stillness. On your next inhale, blink the eyes open. Release the hands, but keep the legs in this figure four shape. Bring the arms out to a T or a cactus shape with the palms facing up. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, gently let the legs fall over to the right side. Let that right outer leg land on the earth and the left sole of the foot. You can feel free to let that left knee fall downward if you'd like, or if it feels better to press it up, then go ahead and do that. Gaze can either be straight up at the sky or over the left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. You can also feel free to bring some props underneath the right leg and the left foot. Whatever works best in your body. Try to keep the left shoulder grounded. Close the eyes, relax the face, and breathe. On your next inhale, bring the legs up through center, uncross them. Carefully roll onto one side and make your way. We're going to come into a squat. So if you have a block or a couple pillows, I would keep that nearby. You're going to bring the feet pretty wide, about shoulder width distance, maybe a little wider. Toes point out and the heels point in. Bend into the knees, sink the hips downward. Then feel free to place a prop, like a block, underneath the sit bones, because we're going to be here for about 5 minutes. Once you arrive, maybe bring hands to heart center, or you can let them hang, whatever feels best. I like bringing the hands to heart center though, because you can kind of use the elbows to press the knees outward. But try not to force anything. Just let everything happen naturally. Find your edge, the balance between effort and ease, the point in the pose where you feel sensation, but it's not too overwhelming. It should never be painful, and it's not too underwhelming so that you don't feel anything. I'm going to find that perfect middle ground. So it may take you a few tries to find it. Once you find a spot that you can hold for a while, really relax into it. Focus on the breath. Soften the belly. Using only the muscles that you need to hold this shape. So a little bit of leg muscle, a little bit in the arms. Try and make it as passive as possible. You can also feel free to let the spine round and maybe bring the palms down toward the earth. On your next inhale, if you lowered the head down, slowly lift it up. For everyone, bring the palms down to the earth. Press into the soles of the feet to lift the hips up. Parallel the feet. You can keep them about shoulder width distance or wider, or maybe heel toe them right underneath the hips. And let the body hang over the legs. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you'd like. You don't have to have perfectly straight legs. Make sure you're relaxing the head and neck completely, so maybe shake it yes and no. Crown of the head reaches down toward the earth. You can keep the arms lengthened out long down towards the floor, relaxing with the palms facing up, or maybe clasp opposite elbows. And try to find stillness here. You might be tempted to sway a little bit from side to side, but we're really looking to find stillness here today. Still, calm waters. From your forward fold, bring the palms to the earth, lift the gaze slightly, and instead of rolling up, we're going to come down to a seat. Very slowly. Try to lift the head up nice and slow since we had it below the heart for a while there. Then we're going to come into a toe sit with cow face arms. So if you have a strap, grab your strap, or if you're using a belt, a towel, whatever you're using, go ahead and grab that. You don't need a prop for this next, but it could be helpful if you do have one. So first, let's start by getting into our toe sit. So you're going to sit back onto the feet, but with the toes tucked under. Feel free, if this pose can get pretty intense, which is why I want to do a shoulder opening to distract you from the intensity. But if it's really, really intense, try to put a prop, like a block or something, underneath the sit bones in between the feet. That'll take some of the weight off of the feet. It can be on any height. If you don't have a block, maybe use a pillow or two. And then if it's just way too intense that you can't handle it, bring the hands forward. Give your feet a little break. All right, so let's arrive in our toe sit, and then I'll show you the cow face arms to go in that. So, and also make sure to get the pinky toes. You may need to use your fingers to get those pinky toes tucked under. I'm going to pull my hood up. Grab your strap or whatever prop you're using in place of a strap. Take it into the right hand. From here, bring the right hand as far down the shoulder blades as you can. I forgot to double check the time. Okay, as far down the shoulder blades as you can. Take the left hand to the right elbow. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you bring the left arm out to the left with the thumb facing down. Bend the elbow and either grab onto your strap, walking the hands toward one another, or whatever prop you're using. If you're not using any props, you can also grab onto your clothing or reach for your fingertips. Try not to let this left hand press the ribs out. You want to knit the ribs inward and breathe here. Ow, my knee just landed on the metal boots on the strap. That hurt. Okay. So we'll hold this shoulder opening for about 2-ish minutes. Remember, you can always place a prop underneath the sit bones to help take some weight off of the feet if it gets too intense. Carefully release the hands, and then we'll switch sides. Bring the strap into your left hand if you're using it. Reach that left hand as far down the back as you can. Right hand grabs onto the top of the elbow. Stay here or reach the right arm out to the right, thumb facing down. Bend the right elbow. Either clasp onto the strap, your clothing, or your fingertips. On an exhale, carefully release the hands. Everyone bring the hands in front of you. Oh, that should feel good. And tap the tops of the feet on the earth. Sorry, downstairs neighbors. And then from here, come to hands and knees, tabletop position to start. Bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. Then you're going to take the right foot and step it to the outside of the right hand. Coming into dragon pose, as it's called in yin. Make sure this right knee is right above the right ankle. If it's coming in front of that ankle, bring one hand to the back of the foot to help you take a longer stance. Toes should be pointing slightly outward, heel inward, but make sure the knee and toes are pointing in the same direction. You can stay up on your palms, like so. Maybe bring blocks underneath the palms for less of a stretch. You can bring them on any height. If you don't have blocks, you could use books or a couple pillows. Or maybe you come down to the forearms. You could also bring blocks underneath the forearms. If forearms is a little bit too intense, but palms is not enough of a stretch for you. Then from here, really just let everything relax. You can let the head drop down even. Breathe into the belly, relax the belly. Open up those hips. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can also pat the back knee, which I realize that I always need to do that because I have really sensitive knees. And that's okay. I just realized that this is dragon pose and I'm dressed like a dragon. On your next inhale, blink the eyes open. Come back up to the palms if you lower down to the forearms. You can move your blocks off to the side for a moment to switch sides. Coming back to tabletop position. Then step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Make sure left knee is right above left ankle. You can put a blanket under the right knee if you need a little extra padding. You can stay up on the palms, maybe bring blocks underneath the palms, or maybe a pillow or bolster, or a couple pillows. Maybe you come down to forearms, or maybe bring blocks underneath the forearms, or a pillow or bolster underneath the forearms. I'm going to do that. Whoops. Once you arrive in your dragon on the left side, close the eyes, relax the face. Maybe even let the head drop down, reaching the crown of the head down towards the earth, letting the spine round, soften the belly. If you roll the shoulder blades down the back, soften the legs as much as you can without losing the shape. Soften the feet. And find stillness for a few more moments. On your next inhale, come back up to the palms if you're not there already. Remove any props to the side. Make your way through tabletop position. Either bring the big toes to touch behind you. Knees can either be wide or together. Hips reach back towards the heels. Arms reach out in front of you. Forehead reaches down toward the earth. Or maybe bring a prop underneath the forehead and torso. You could also bring a prop in between, like a rolled up blanket or bolster in between the calves or pillow and the backs of the thighs. Whatever works best for you. We're going to be in child's pose for about 5-ish minutes. On your next inhale, lift the gaze up slowly. Begin to walk the hands in. Bring the knees together if you brought them wide. Set the hips off to one side and then reach the legs out in front of you. feel free, coming to a seat, feel free to sit up on a prop like a blanket, a bolster, pillow, block, whatever you have, whatever you like to sit up on. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide in butterfly pose. You may bring the feet out a little further than you normally do in like a Hatha or Vinyasa class. That's up to you. We're going to be holding it for about 5-ish minutes. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, let the spine round over the legs. Try not to pull on your feet or pull on the ground. So maybe bring the palms to face upward and instead let gravity do the work for you and use your breath to help you release tension. In turn, you may find yourself folding further as you hold the pose longer. I forgot to mention, you can feel free to bring props in between the torso, underneath the head, maybe bring props underneath the knees right here. So make this pose your own. Make it work for your body. Always remember to listen to your body. Yoga should never be painful. You should feel like a stretching sensation, maybe some intensity, but it should never hurt. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself back up. And then from here, you can keep the legs in this position or come into a comfortable cross-legged seat or something. We're going to give ourselves a little foot massage. So if you have those essential oils, you can grab them to use. If you don't, that's fine. You can give yourself a foot massage without essential oils. So yeah, I'm just going to take a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of cedar wood, and rub it around in my hands. You warm up the hands a little bit before you bring them to the feet. And yeah, just rub the feet. Make sure to get every part of the foot. Even get like in between the toes, get the heels, the arches of the feet. Really give your feet extra attention in the spots that you need it the most. Just remember to keep breathing too. It's kind of nice to have the essential oils, so it's a little bit of aromatherapy. If you are using essential oils, just be careful walking after this. Try not to slip. You can kind of like pull the skin, kind of pinch the skin on the outer edges or the inside edges of the feet. Do the same on the outer edges of the feet. And get every single area. Tops of the feet. Even get into the ankles a little bit. All right. Once you've got the feet nice and massaged, it should feel pretty good. Take a moment to breathe and notice how not just the feet, but how the entire body feels right now compared to how you felt at the beginning of the class. But really notice the feet. Then when you're ready, you can keep, come back into that butterfly shape with the legs, but face the top of your mat if you're not already. So soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Sit up tall at first. As you exhale, begin to lean back, coming onto your back into reclined butterfly. Feel free to bring props underneath the knees. Here, let's bring the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the belly. Breathe here. One last hip opening pose. Let's set ourselves up for Shavasana. You can feel free to stay in this reclined butterfly position for your Shavasana, or bring the hands to the outer thighs to help you bring the legs toward one another. Maybe if you experience low back pain, you bring the soles of the feet on the earth, feet wide, let the knees fall in toward one another. Or you can lengthen the legs out in front of you. Maybe place a pillow, a rolled up blanket or bolster underneath the knees. Bring the arms down by the sides with the palms facing up. Tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is long. Close the eyes, relax the face, and relax every single muscle in the body. Slowly let the breath return to its natural state, letting go of any breath control. Still letting go of your thoughts. Staying present. Focusing only on relaxation. Shavasana. I have a little poem for you to meditate on while you're in your Shavasana. It's called Pisces by Jeannie Grumelne. You're creative, soft-spoken, and sensitive too. Michelangelo shares this sun sign with you. You appreciate music and nature as well. You're born romantic, it's not hard to tell. You value your friendships, you're loyal and kind. You're a dreamer, it's true, with an artistic mind. You need to be needed, yet love time alone. You're a listener at heart, content on the phone. Expressing your anger is quite hard for you. You'd rather retreat, it's just something you do. You can be sarcastic when you've had enough, or go off to your room when the going gets rough. Your planet is Neptune, your number 11. Cash slips through your fingers, but spending is heaven. You're a lover of luxury, passionate too. You're Pisces, and people confide in you. If you'd like to stay in your Savasana longer, please do. But if you're ready to come out, start by lengthening the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Rock the head from side to side. And reach the arms up overhead, the legs out long in front of you for a morning stretch. Hug the knees into the chest and carefully roll onto the left side. Rest here for a moment, then whenever you're ready, trying to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze, make your way up into a comfortable cross-legged seat at the top of your mat. Once you arrive in your seat, reclose the eyes if you opened them. Sit up nice and tall, taller than you have all day. Rooted down into the earth through the sit bones and legs. Light and lifted in the heart and chest, or the heart and crown of the head. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale through the mouth, hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Bow the chin towards the heart and take a moment to thank yourself for carving this time out of your day to breathe and move, quiet the mind, and find stillness. And I thank you for joining me. I forgot to mention that in honor of Black History Month, I will be highlighting this week inspirational Black Pisces. And I have little quotes for them at the end. Today I'm highlighting Harriet Tubman. A lot of us have heard of her. She's an amazing person. She was born in March 1822. We don't really have no one knows the exact birth date. So she probably is a Pisces. She seems like a Pisces. She died March 10th, 1913 at the age of 91. She was an American political activist and abolitionist. She was born to parents that were both bonded slaves and was a slave herself. As a young girl, she was subjected to backbreaking work and physical assault. She eventually escaped captivity and conducted 13 rescue missions to free around 70 enslaved people. Helping other enslaved Black people escape their miserable fate and lead a life of dignity became her life's mission. She also worked as a cook, nurse, and a spy for the Union Army during the American Civil War, and became the first woman to lead an armed expedition in the war when she led several hundreds of slaves into the Combahee River raid. She also played an active role in the women's suffrage movement in New York and spent her later years tending to her family and other people in need. And this is a quote that I found by her, which I think is very fitting for Pisces season. Every dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Bring the thumb knuckles up to the third eye space. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you had a good class. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know if there's anything you want to work on in any future classes. Happy Purim, by the way, again. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like my videos if you like them, and join me on Saturday for my energizing vinyasa at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, the final class of my Pisces series this week, and try to find a tennis ball for it. It's not a big deal if you can't, but if you can, find a tennis ball. And yeah, then join me next week for Yoga for Cyclists on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this class, Yin Yoga, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please donate if you can. I have Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. And any donation, any amount of money is greatly appreciated so I can keep teaching free yoga classes for everyone. Yeah. Thank you again, and have a really good night. Hi. Bye.